I wanted to talk today about why it's so important to find the why before we open a company, before we start this journey of self-employment. And I believe that finding the why before we even have the actual concept of the company is even more important. You know, business owners, uh, we need to be the air that breathes into the business and into our teammates and into our clients. We need to have, our blood needs to be pulsing through all the energy of our business. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that the company that we lead, that the business that we created was founded and aligned because of the deep and profound why that defined us in order to, create a company of whatever it is that that we have created. So I think that even before determining what is the name of your company, or what is the budget, or what's going to be the business plan, or the partners, on all of that, I think that the most important reason is always, why are you doing this? It's not about making more money, and it's not about not having a boss. There is a deeper reason behind it, and that's the reason that we all need to find and determine very clearly before we start the journey of self-employment. At the end, the only way that we can be successful running a business is if our why leads the way. Once we have the why that leads our way, the whole business start coming together. We find the name, we start pulling from our experiences and from our inspirations, and then we start creating a business that will be aligned with the values that go along with our why, and what the business and the life that we want to fulfill has to be aligned with all those little details. So first we start with our why, then the business structure start coming together. But the business structure is only going to serve the initial why, because this is our foundation. This is what we need to serve at all times. And once we achieve that, we just have this magical enterprise ahead of us. For me, my why was to be able to provide quality of life with my son and my husband. I was leaving my house every day at 6 a.m, coming back at 8. I was basically seeing my son awake only during the weekends. And this sadness that started filling my heart, it became a painful thing in my whole body. I was just so hungry for quality of life with my family. And because of that, it took me about 2 years to understand that this need that I had was so much more stronger than becoming successful in my banking career, or having more money, or making it, to the 6-figure salary. All of that for me, having the quality of life with my son, being able to wake up every morning and look to him in his eyes and be able to create memories with him, was more important than all of that. So once I determined my why, then it took me like about 2 years to later identify what kind of business I could create that would allow me to become, somebody that would work from home, that I would be able to provide to the family economy with my income, with my job as well. And I remember telling my husband, we are going to sacrifice me living a career that I've built for the last 10 years. We're sacrificing these. And even if I have to go to McDonald's and work part-time just to make ends meet and to be able to make sure that, I provide my part of, of the budget of the family, I would do that. But I was ready to risk it all just because my why was so strong that I was not going to let anything stop me to achieve that. And Exclusive Assistant was born, and it was just amazing because I created it based on my why. So my hours of work, the type of clients that I attracted and that I worked for all these 10 years, all of those parts, the cost of my services and my fees, the people that I later started, bringing in to join me in my team, all of that was part of being aligned with my why. And, the current way that Exclusive Assistant Group is run and managed is all based on that why, that we developed from 10 years ago and that we continue to grow now. So my advice for all of you wanting to start a company out there or having this little desire to go on your own, I think there is a market and possibilities for everybody out there. But before you embark in this journey, take your time to meditate, to do some journaling, to read, and really understand what is your why. What is the reason why you really want to do this? Again, it's not because of the money. It's not because you're not going to have a boss anymore. It's not because you want to wake up at 11 in the morning every day. Find your real why. Because again, if you do not have a why that fires you up, that lights you up completely, you're not going to be able to, to be able to sustain the stress that is inevitable to have having a business. So, my thought for you today, wanting to start a business out there, is take your time, find your why. And once you're honest to yourself, everything else start coming together and it's just magical. So I hope this helps. Have an amazing evening.